Alan, welcome to Bangladesh. Shariful and Ibadat had some issues. Shariful with his illness and Ibadat got situated in hand. But they look okay in the night. So, what do you make of them and how much they are prepared for the series?
Yeah, look, first of all, great to be in Bangladesh, great to be working with a young bunch of guys. I've seen a bit of them now. I had the opportunity in Pretoria and Johannesburg to work even with them closer. I was really impressed with Shariful, especially in the one days. I saw him in the under 19 World Cup in South Africa. Um, he was very impressive. He was highly rated already then when Bangladesh won the World Cup there. Um, I think the biggest surprise for me was Ebadot and, of course, Khalid, especially in the Test matches. So uh, surprised by their capacity, the engine capacity. And when I mean engine, is fast bowling is about huge guts, and of course, not to talk about determination, but their fitness as well. I think I've never seen two seamers and two spinners in a Test match before, but the way they conducted themselves in two Test matches, especially the first Test in Durban, where they were absolutely magnificent. And the entire attack really was phenomenal. Apart from one mad half hour that knocked us back, I thought by bowling South Africa out in both Test matches was a fantastic effort. So look, I'm delighted with what I've seen, and I think the discussions that we have every single training session and the learning we get out of it is substantial. So I'm very pleased where we're going.
And the likes of Ibadat, Shariful and Khaled, they're still learning their trade. Although Ibadat bowled brilliantly in that test in New Zealand, but still finding his feet. But the wicket and condition here is not that helpful for the pacer. So, what would be your message? Especially here, they can be frustrated very easily.
Yeah, look, I think on pitches like this, and my experience of playing in Pakistan and India and Sri Lanka, I personally have never played in Bangladesh. Was much straighter lines. Your new ball is absolutely crucial. Just the emphasis on the last couple of days of training was how important that new ball is, where we need to find the hot zone and 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 invest in the hot zone a lot longer. Not to look for something glory balls or in swing, out swing, is to stick with the process. The biggest thing here is going to be old ball bowling. And today was all about the old ball. Every training session we've had now, I've emphasized a lot on getting the ball reversing, and be really patient and creative with the old ball. So I think, look, I don't have to tell these lads about bowling on their conditions. They know what to expect, but I think it's the overall patience and persistence and the creativity that we bring is going to be testing.
Then Mr. Rahman is not playing Test cricket. How important as a pace bowler to choose this appropriate format and manage his workload?
Um, well, look, the fizz, you're talking about the fizz. Um, yeah, look, massive fan of the fizz, by the way. I think he's a wonderful white ball bowler. And I think what we have here is a bunch of kids that I'm. The reason why I'm excited is because they ask the right questions and they want to learn. A lot of the stuff back home when working with youngsters, it's a lot of our youngsters at first class level veer off the plan very quickly. I think what I've seen here with Ebadot, Khalid, and Shariful is that they know and understand what it takes to be bowling on flat pitches. So this learning process, and it's a long process. Bangladesh haven't played a lot of Test cricket, so there's no fluency, there's no consistency, and then you go straight into white ball cricket, and the World Cup's ahead. So again, we have to take a step back. But look, I'm not worried about the workloads. I think the guys have done really well so far. We've now upped the tempo today and tomorrow, and then it's Friday. Saturday is pretty much optional.
Alan, couple of questions. Firstly, as the bowling, as the half bowling coach, we also wanted to due to consumes the powers that we start thinking about giving the fast bowlers some relief in home conditions where the wickets can be a little quicker or something. Is that one part of the job? I understand that.
No.
Sorry, yeah.
No, it's not part of my job to tell them that, but I do see a little bit of tinginess there. So we'll see on Saturday morning what that looks like. My job is to make sure that our fast bowlers are in great mental space and conditioned. When I say conditioned in cricketing way, and the selectors must do their bit, So let's just see. I mean, that is Russell. He's got a sweat on that, So he'll take care of that.
And secondly, I saw you talking to the net bowlers as well. Do you have any plans to maybe spend some time with bowlers who are not, in this level, or go a bit deeper into the reserve of bowling?
Yeah, we'll talk to the high performance level as well. I know that Jamie Siddons and Shane McDermott wants to do some stuff post test matches with the high performance youngsters. So no, there's definitely a step to do that. That's nice because one of the kids asked me about what's it like to bowl on flat wickets and what's my thinking on bowling on flat wickets. So great question. Spend some time around that. That was awesome.
Last three. Yasin Ronnie.
So you are one of the finest and hitting first bowler in your time. Do you find any same potential in this squad? Same potential in this squad bowler?
Oh, absolutely. And as I said before, I think the second question that was thrown at me is this: my way of coaching is mindset, mental, and attitude. Now, this level, those three things run like this, and it's about you come in there, your mindset. If your mindset's right, and you're going to bowl back of a length all day long, then you'll do that. So the attitude, and I think the last thing I want to throw in there is creativity. So we've spoken so much about that, and that's why every single training session want to get these guys to buy into today is all about creating pressure. So it's been yes. The answer is yes. These kids, they want it. That's the great thing. They want it. I know that there's been a couple of guys injured. Sorry, who's away for a Tuscan? Yes, of course. He's missing as well. Love the kid. I think he's got a heart of gold. He's got a massive heart, and once he's back, he comes in, leads this attack. We'll see a lot more of that. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited what I see.
And what's your impression about Raja? Probably you saw him first time here, and not that much tall, but steady customer. What do you make of him?
Yes. And he's a good athlete. He's a very good athlete. Rushes in, bowled nicely this week. Monday, Tuesday, he was a little bit rusty. But I like what I see in him. Today was a top session for him, So just like his energy, love the buzz that he brings. And yeah, it's nice to see another fresh face and to see what he can do.
Yes, sir, last question.
Alan, many discussions about the pitch, and earlier you said that you are a big fan of Mustafis. So, do you want that like condition of subcontinent? Mustafis should be the part of our test team.
Yeah, that's always going to be a tough question, I guess. Players opting to go one way and the other way. There's, I read in England now that the new director of cricket is also maybe saying, he wants guys who's ready for 12 months and not 9 months a year. So where do you draw the line?
As the pace bowling coach, what actually you want?
Yeah,
you must have some desire to have the best bowler in your side.
I guess so. But that's the individual's choice, and maybe that's something that we can sit with Mustafis and talk about. But that's a personal thing. I think that's a very personal thing. Like a lot of other cricketers around the world have said, listen, this is what Andre Russell, the great Andre Russell, have just he's decided. When I first saw him playing for us at the Knights, I thought this guy bowls 150. He's the best cricketer in the world. Can smoke balls 110 meters across fence. but you know, his body just wasn't quite made for it for Test cricket, and he opted to go the shorter route. So I just think, if I can say anything, it's a personal choice, and you know, I'm not going to rock that boat.
Alan, one additional question. You work with the guys in the South Africa, and they did good. You said earlier in the different condition, especially your pacers. You have seen the wicket here, so your pacer will be effective in the same way they did in the South Africa, or they will have some problem here because the condition is different.
I think you know, this week has made me realize that your length needs to be a bit fuller with the new ball. So massive emphasis on the new ball, getting the best out of it in the first 30 overs. You know, getting Sri Lanka 40 for 3, and then I think the other thing is ball conditioning. You know, very sweaty, very humid. You know, very typical subcontinental conditions, and then right through that process, post 30 overs, going into and how much patience we can show and discipline we can show by building the pressure and the consistency of that pressure. And then, of course, when the ball gets really old, is that reverse swing issue that needs to come in. So it's a step-by-step process that we have to go through. But this is going to be testing. There's no question. More mental creativity is going to be huge, but and discipline.
Thank you. Best of luck.
Thank you.
বন্ধ করতে তো